we have this lake all to ourselves. Oh man, guys. So there's been some requests for different videos over the past couple months, past couple years. One of them is more fly fishing videos. Another one is more musky videos. And thirdly, more kayak videos. So I thought, let's combine all three. We're gonna try to get a muskie on the fly rod from the kayak. It's not gonna be easy. Muskies are like the toughest fish to catch on the best of days. Add the fly rod in, add a challenge, and the kayak should make things interesting as well. But my buddy Darcy Cox from Tank Industries recommended a little backcountry gem for me. So we got a small lake that's pretty much kayak or small boat accessible only. And apparently it's loaded with muskies. So that's the plan today. And on that note, if you guys want to fish with Darcy, he is a premier muskie guide on Lake of the Woods. He's got openings, which normally doesn't happen because normally he's booked months in advance. But due to COVID, due to the border being closed down, a lot of his American clients had to cancel for the time being. So if you're Canadian and you want to catch a muskie and you want to learn everything there is about muskie fishing, he's the man who taught me how to muskie fish. I'll link Darcy below. Yeah, take advantage of that. But anyways, we're gonna get the kayak unloaded, we're gonna get the fly rod set up, and we have a beautiful morning. Alrighty guys, we are cruising. Didn't even bring the graph today. We're just gonna kind of bang some shoreline. I visited this lake last year and kind of going off a little bit that I figured out then. They were pretty much beaver lodges, held a couple fish, and then a couple deeper shorelines. There's a lot of shallow, just weedy, nothing shoreline on this lake. So I'm kind of cross that off the list. But show you what we all got going on here. In the front of the boat, we have one camera. We got the 55-pound thrust power drive, and I don't know if you can see that little device underneath. I'll turn sideways. That is the ProNav. I've talked about it before. Basically, that lets me control it with remote if I want, or with my phone. There's a bunch of different stuff you can do. I can route out with Google Maps, like around the lake, and it'll automatically follow that line. Gives you an anchor feature, which power drives normally don't. So if you have a power drive and you're trying to breathe some life into it rather than getting a whole new trolling motor, ProNav is a sweet add-on. Anyways, yeah, it makes kayak fishing easier for sure. I just brought one fly rod along, and then in the back, this is my go-to for putting stuff in the kayak, and just my new camera case. It's the Yeti Go Box. I'll do kind of a breakdown at some point of all the camera gear I bring on these trips, but then in the back, we got the juice, we got the power. I'm not gonna open it up because it might flip the net in the water, but there's the big Dakota lithium battery, and up top, we got the second angle. So this is gonna be documented. We got a little breeze picking up, which is nice. I forgot sunscreen, so I'm gonna absolutely roast myself, which was just a really bad mistake. Next time you see me, I'm gonna be casting for muskies. This is sweet. Look at that. That is what we're throwing. We're heading straight to the beaver lodge. I think I deleted the footage, which is pretty sad because I rarely delete footage, but I came back when I was here last year. I pulled up to this beaver lodge and I said, this is the cast that's gonna happen. And then a muskie came out and ate my fly boat side and I missed it. So we're headed straight there. All right, first cast. Can we do it? First cast, looking for a muskie on the fly. All right, it didn't happen on the first cast, which is disappointing. I'm told that this lake doesn't have pike, just muskies, and that's why there's so many muskies in it. Apparently if the muskie don't have predators, and then they can reproduce successfully every year, and there's just better numbers of them. There's no pike to compete with. That being said, I think that stunts them as well, and they don't get quite as big. I will try to get one on the fly in Lake of the Woods. I have tried already, but. So some people do a big figure 8 in the water. I like to do a big circle. It's a little bit easier. It's easier for a big fish to track your bait as well. There's a fish. There's a fish. Come on. He's on it. He's on it. Come on. Oh, he just turned away. He's still under the boat. Come on. It wasn't tiny. Definitely a muskie. Oof. First follow. That's a good sign, guys. First follow. I'm gonna cast back the same spot. He didn't seem that interested. He was kind of just floating behind it, and then I did the first figure 8, and all of a sudden he was just like engaged. All right, 10 minutes in, one follow. Things are good. There's one. Ooh, that's better than I thought. Oh, come on. Oh, I screwed up my figure 8. Oh, the line slipped. Now he's going for the trolling motor. Come on. Oh, he like just bypassed my fly and went straight to the trolling motor. Oh, that was a better sized fish too. Oh, the line slipped. I'm gonna just do a little toss behind the boat. Fish was falling. Oh, come on, come on. He's there. Oh, he charged it so fast. That was it. Oh, he's still there. I'm gonna take another cast. I can see him. He's behind it. He's right on it. Oh, he just followed in figure eight, come on. There's two, I'm not even joking. There's 2 muskies down there. 2. Come on. I'm bringing it to the surface, this is insane. He's just staring at it. What in the world is going on? That was absolutely ridiculousness. I'm gonna put the head cam on so you guys can see what's going on, because, oh my goodness. Now I need to figure out what they want to eat though. I might get a smaller, flashier fly. Again. He's behind it. This is outrageous. Okay, guys. All right. Here's the situation. So many fish are following. They're not eating, but they're doing crazy things. So I'm gonna switch something smaller with a little more flash. This fly doesn't really have much flash. I'm gonna put the head cam on so you guys can see what I'm seeing. All right, head cam's on. Let's look at my pike and musky flies. Ooh. All right, this is what we're going with. A whistler tied by chip as well. All right, it's about to go down. First musky on the fly. This fly's gonna get a little bit deeper. It's got a lot more flash. Yeah, I think this head angle is gonna be the deal. Jay, you should have done that from the start, I know. Musky on the fly has been like a bucket list thing for me. I haven't put in crazy hours yet, but I've done whatever, probably total of 2 days, which is, I definitely don't deserve one yet, but I don't know, I think it's, catching a musky is one of the toughest things to do in freshwater. Angling, and then on a fly is just like that much tougher. So something that's important in this isn't specific to fly fishing for muskies, but just fishing for muskies in general, is don't always just stare at your bait, stare behind your bait, because if you stare at your bait, you're not gonna see those follows, right? If the fish is on your bait, you don't need to be staring at it, but when it's behind, that's when you need to know so you can react differently, speed up your bait, slow down your bait, whatever you might wanna do in that situation. So stare behind it. Muskies are so weird. Like any pike would have just eaten. He wouldn't have hung around that long. Oh, there's a nice one. Come on. Yep, we got him. Oh my goodness. Oh, guys, that was insane. That fish was so weird and sluggish. First muskie on the fly. Oh man, I didn't even really see. I gave it one little pause. Oh, please stay on, baby. This is where it's gonna get interesting. This is a heavy net. Yes, yes, yes. Muskie on the fly. All right, guys, quick look at my first muskie on the fly rod. Not big, but that was an incredible, incredible eat. It is going right back here. She wants to go. We did it. We did it. Oh man, that fish took some playing with. I hope the head cam footage shows how neat that was. He didn't eat it super hard. I set the hook and I was surprised that he actually had it, but I had to cut the hook on that one. It got hooked through the net. So, I mean, the muskie's health is #1. So this fly is gonna get retired as the whistler that caught me my first muskie on the fly. Amazing. Switching flies worked, went back to that shoreline where we'd seen some fish. And I hope I have another one of these in my tackle box. Amazing. Sharp hooks is so important because I've seen times in the figure eight where I didn't even know the fish ate it and the hooks were so sharp I kept doing the figure eight and the fish was just on. So, I mean, you might get one chance all day. Here we might get a couple chances, but the last thing you want is a dull hook. So always ring a file. This is a super popular one. I think it's Lure Jensen, it's like 10 bucks. And all I'm gonna do is just give it a couple touches on both sides and then one on the top, kind of making a triangle type shape. And it was sharp before and now it's just that much sharper. All right guys, so here's the setup. This is a 12 weight fly rod. So fly rods are rated in a number system. So like 0 being the lightest, and kind of the highest they go up to is around 15-ish or so. So you'd use like a 15 weight for marlin or something, a 0 weight you'd use for like micro tiny trout. I'm using a fast sinking line. This is actually, I think, a striped bass line. That's what it's marketed for, to get down quick, really quick. Not because I'm fishing that deep, but because when I'm casting, I want to get that fly down 2-3 feet right away. If you have a floating line, you can get it down with a sinking fly. This is like a sinking fly with the bead heads on it. The thing is, it's just not as fast. I want to make as many casts as possible. And then we got a chunk of 130 pound fluoro. I used a uni to uni knot. Might not be the best knot. I'm not, you know, I don't know all the fancy fly knots, but that does the trick. It never goes through my eyelets anyways. It's only like 1.5 feet. So I'm gonna bring it right up to that knot, and that's where I figure 8. I mean, muskies aren't really scared of things. You know, you can reel right up to the tip. It's the same thing I would do with a bait casting rod. Then I've got just a little clip on the end, so it's easy to change flies and gives the fly a little more movement. There you have it. All right, well, we're gonna set up on the shoreline again because there was a couple more muskies. It's amazing how even the small muskies just instantly have that personality of a big muskie, just a little bit more weary than a pike. Their boat side presence is so different. You would think, oh, it's a small fish, he's gonna be dumb, he's just gonna snap at it, but no. They're different, they're wired differently, that's for sure. There might be a fish behind me. Yeah, there's one behind me. I'm gonna go fast into the figure 8. Oh, he just got spooked by my rod. Oh, that was a little bigger than the other one. So cool. Muskies are the best and the worst, remember that. This is, you know what I'm learning about this is it's a good way to learn, and like, even though they're small fish, you learn how to trigger fish and how to deal with different muskie moods, because man, that's, I think, what really separates some of the great muskie anglers is just their boat side work, whatever you want to call it, etiquette. Like, they're just, you know, you watch a guy like Darcy and a muskie follows him in beside the boat, and it's just like, there's no fear, there's no nervousness, he just knows exactly what to do. And the first couple feet, he can tell what their mood is and, you know, how that specific fish should be triggered. Sometimes the fish want to pause, sometimes they want it sped up. I mean, generally, I would say those are probably good practices, but I'm learning. Come on, Beaver Lodge muskie. Not much structure to this lake, so anything like, you know, a little bit out of the ordinary could definitely hold a toothy critter. And when these beavers make these lodges, they make kind of a, I think it's called a beaver run, but kind of like a little ditch that runs to the lodge. It's their travel route of sorts, and it's just a little bit deeper. So that's kind of what I'm casting right now. You can see, it's probably tough to see without a polarizer on the GoPro, but just, it's a little bit darker, you know. Oh, what was that? There's one. Oh, he's hot. Oh man, I saw some bubbles. That fish came out just charged. Exactly where he should have been. I was just about to go into the figure. I mean, I tried the first turn of the figure 8 and he didn't love it. So pretty much the biggest mistake you can make with any figure 8, conventional gear or fly gear, is not getting your lure up to the tip, right to the tip of the leader. If you leave, you know, 4 feet out, it doesn't make a nice loop. But if you go tighter, then you've got big wide angles, and that's what the fish needs. A fish needs a big wide, like these small fish can turn on a dime, but if you're dealing with a 50-inch muskie, you want to give them a nice, easy opportunity to eat. Don't make them work any harder than they need to. Oh, he's still there. Oh, I stung him bad. That was a nice fish. Oh, is there any chance he comes back? Oh, he's behind it. Just eat it. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh, he likes that a lot. Oh no! Oh no! Come on, he's still there. I still see him. That was incredible. Cool footage, right? Am I right, guys? Don't even need to catch it. Guys, how cool is that? I know I screwed up the fish. You can be mad at me, but that was just phenomenal. All right, this is the cast, right by that moose nest. What's a moose nest, you might ask? Well, little known fact, my American friends might not know this, moose lay eggs, and that's actually their nest. Pretty neat to watch. So, I gotta be honest, I have this ProNav, and I don't use the route feature as much as I should, just for the sake that I haven't spent time to play with it as much as I should. So, we're gonna create a route, and this is gonna allow me to put my pedal away and just focus on fishing. And I'm just gonna trace exactly where I wanna fish. There we go, there's my route. So I'm gonna press go, start route. I don't want 100%, let's go like 20%. Look at this, now it's going. So now I can stop and start. I can change the speed with my remote, put my phone away. I want one more. I know that's greedy. I know that's greedy. I'm fine if it's a small one, but I just want one more. I feel like such a dummy for not setting this up earlier. Not having to run the pedal is just, oh, I can focus on casting. And I don't hook the pedal, so it's a double win. Here's one. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I just completely screwed it up. I know how to trigger them now. Once you get them turned and then you bring it onto the surface, they just can't stand that. Okay, so what's been working best now is when that fish comes into the figure eight, I go a little deeper and then I go high on the top corner and I try pausing it, which, you know, often can trigger them. But if that doesn't work, then I kind of just drag it on the surface and that seems to just drive them crazy. Yep, got him. There we go, come on, baby. Go figure eight on that one. He's mad. Oh, I don't care that they're small. This is awesome, so awesome. That guy's not getting off. All right, buddy, come to me. Thank you for playing so nicely. We're just gonna grab him over the back. We got him, musky number 2. Guys, these are not big by any means, but that's what the goal was, to catch him on that fly, and it happened. All right, one more look at that baby musky. So guys, whoa, when you're reviving a fish, you know, if you're drifting or fishing in current or whatever it might be, face the head either into the current or into the direction that you're drifting, so that water goes in the mouth and out the gills. Because if I'm pointing the fish opposite of the direction we're drifting, the water's just coming backwards through his gills and potentially drowning him. Believe it or not, you can drown a fish. And that pulling back, swishing it forwards and backwards, that's not great. You can do some minor forwards and back, but if you pull backwards, you're just forcing the water in a direction it's not supposed to go through their gills. 2 muskies. All right, couple more casts. See if we can get one more, but that is a successful day right there. A lot of cool boat side musky encounters. I can't wait to review all the footage. That is a wrap. We did it. We did it. We did it. Musky on the fly. Bucket list item checked off. Hey, wasn't big. I know. And I'm gonna spend time trying to get a big girl on the fly. But I had a blast with those smaller fish. The boat side interaction, as you saw, was just ridiculous. Yeah. Don't know what else to say. I'm not any sort of fly fishing expert, just dabbling, and yeah, it was a fun way to do it. Shout out to Darcy. If you're looking for a musky guide, this is the year to book him, because he's tough to book. So if you're looking for a musky trip on Lake of the Woods, he's your guy. And don't forget to wear your life jackets. See you guys next time.